Wally's just passed out on the couch, man. He's just conked out.
So when you have to let the dog out, like since you're in an apartment complex,
Who
what
let
do you
the
do?
dogs out? What? Oh. um.
I mean, like I know that's like really stupid, but I've never thought about that before, so I'm just
Well,
like,
so
huh,
the
how
thing
does that
is
work?
that this is all the whole place is dog friendly. Um.
Sure,
So we could take him basically anywhere on the grass, and he can take a dump, but you have to pick it up in a bag, and then they have little
sure.
shit receptacles, is what I call them. You have to go hunt one down and then throw the bag away and da da da. And then um, if I'm taking him out to have fun or whatever, there's a dog park in the front and then there's one in the back, and you can take them off the leash and it's gated in so they can run around and play and stuff. So we try to do that at least once or twice a day. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You have to have them on a leash at all times um, unless you take them in the dog park, then they can be off the leash. So, but yeah. So,
Oh damn.
uh-oh. $2 pot again. 190. Hey bro, how much you pay for that pot? $2. Yeah, so the worst thing about it though is having to pick up the shit, obviously. But you get used to that until it's those days when the dog has IBSD and he goes out there and he like lays down a Mondo Duke or just some freaking soft serve, and you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to comb this out of the grass with a plastic bag on my hand? So you're just standing there looking like a fucking idiot, raking the grass with one hand and holding the dog pulling you the other way. You're like, God almighty. And then you're like, well, this is good enough. So you just leave a little bit of a turd spot in the grass. You're like, I hope nobody steps in that and sues me for my dog shit being out here. And then you just walk away confidently.
Yeah,
No, it
that's
is.
good.
It's true though. Like, so a true story. I don't know. Uh, well, I was gonna say I don't know if you would know this or thought of this, but I would highly doubt it because I never would have thought of this even before we moved here. It seems like a ludicrous idea until you really think about it. But you want to know what they make you do now when you get a dog here? They make you pay,
No.
the deposit fees and blah blah blah. Cause it's like, oh, you have a dog and da da da. It's a liability or uh, more like for damages. It's like, well, they don't make you do that when you get a kid, right? Anyway, what do I know? So, um,
I think it's harder to charge people for humanity.
I know, I'm just messing. So, uh, so they make you do all that, right? Okay, that's understandable. And so the next thing is that they just started doing this when we moved in here. Well, it was a couple months after we moved in. They said, you know what, we're gonna um, start enforcing this new policy because there was a lot of problems with people not picking up their dog's crap, and so since there's like a lot of grass around the buildings and all, that's free reign for people to walk their dogs on. Like they can take a dump wherever. They can take a dump
Sure.
in
Oh,
the
please,
parking lot. Like
please tell me they're gonna make you submit like a stool sample for your pooch.
so exactly. They make you when you when you get a dog, you don't put in a stool sample, but they make you go to the office and they give you a cotton swab and you swab their mouth and they get a DNA sample of your dog. So that if you leave shit out there and they trace it back to you, then they can charge you a fine for leaving shit in the grass. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? No joke, man. No joke. And some people still got the big enough balls, they just leave big old piles of dump out there. And I'm
I
like,
mean,
well,
DNA tests are expensive, so like,
yeah.
I can see why you would call their bluff, but like, still, that's
Yeah.
like some Big Brother horse shit right there.
It is, and at the same time, I see people. Well, I've never seen someone in the act of like leaving their dog's crap out there, but I've walked by and seen a big pile of turd, and it's like, well, that's
What?
holy shit! I can't believe that
What?
worked. So, but I'll see like a big pile of turd. There is no part of my body that says, you know what? I want to catch this asshole. Let me grab a Ziploc and pick this up and take it to the office and say, you know what I found out there on the grass this morning? A big pile of shit, and I want it examined so that we can find the perpetrator and charge them a fine. Like, come on, give me a break. Seriously.
Man.
That would be along the same lines of like, oh, what's that? I got gum on my shoe. I'm gonna get a DNA test of the person that chewed this gum, track them down, and beat their ass because they threw gum out in the parking lot. Like, come on, that's not worth my time. Just
No.
yeah. So it was pretty ridiculous though. Yep. For the longest time though, we thought we would have to like put a cotton swab up his ass or something, and then we get in there and they're like, yeah, so just, swab the inside of his mouth. And I was like, oh, right. And DNA goes both ways. I don't know why I thought I needed to shove this up his ass. I guess because it had to do with things that come out of the ass. I don't
Basically.
know.